Hello, couture creators. I want to show you guys how I created this little box. It's a gift box. You guys have your Cricuts in your box, but you guys should be making boxes with your Cricuts. This is me going through this paper pack. You guys, is K and Company still around? I miss them. Love double-sided sheets for making boxes so that way the inside looks just as pretty as the outside. I knew I wanted to use polka dots and stripes. That's just my thing. And I really like the backs of some of these papers, so it was a win-win for me. So I'm just flipping through, picking my papers, flipping them over, seeing which ones I want to be what. I knew that I wanted this box to be a really busy box. It's for somebody's birthday. And I know I'm talking about being on a paper diet. However, you really do need to keep some papers like this around. I'm really glad that I didn't throw out all my paper or give away all my paper because I really needed I needed some, and I love to make boxes. So keep a good stack around that's got some color to it that you can use for birthdays, weddings, baby gifts, etc. So I use my Cricut to cut out all the pieces. This pattern is from SVG Cuts. If you have a Cricut, SVG Cuts should be your best friend. I love their stuff. Their videos are easy to follow. Their patterns make sense. And they really, after doing a few of them, you really get some ideas on how to create your own patterns down the line. So here I'm just looking to see which one goes with what. I kind of knew when I laid the papers down to cut which one. And at the bottom, you can't see it, but they're actually numbered. So I'm just making sure that everything fits. Now I'm grabbing my favorite glue in the whole world, which is this glue by Art Glitter that you can get from Amazon. And I'm just applying the glue, and then we'll stick it to the tab. These line up perfectly. It's easy peasy. I'm going to push everything out the way, and I'm just going to lay it down on my mat. This box, I want to say, is 6 by I think 7.5 deep, or I should say, I think it's 7.5 deep. I will put the dimensions of this box in the description bar. But this box goes together. It probably took me 15 minutes to do this. It cuts really fast on the Cricut. I'm using the Explore, and I didn't have any issues, not a one. I did not use the whole 12 by 12 sheet of paper on many of these pieces, but it wasn't enough for me to salvage, so I just chucked it. So this is the last piece to make the bottom of the box. I'm just gonna pull that over and then push it down. Again, these go together super fast. Yeah, this box, had I not been recording, I probably could have done this box in 10 minutes. And it's pretty sturdy. You don't want to use regular designer paper, which is the super, super flimsy paper. But cardstock, no problem. And what I was putting in this box was not super heavy, so I wasn't concerned about really reinforcing it. But if I wanted this box to be even more sturdy, I could have glued a couple of these squares together and then put them down, and then done a couple of squares on the bottom and put those down, and that would have made the box even more sturdy. Also, I could have increased the size of this square just a little bit to make it more sturdy also. You guys know I have long nails, and even if you didn't, getting your hands down in these boxes is difficult. So I use that large stylus that you can get in the clay section at Michael's to stick my hand down there and act as a finger. And it works really well. You just push it on down in there and roll it around, and it acts just like your finger. So here I have a couple of little places that need a little more glue, so I'm just sticking it down in there. And I'm putting this little small piece on the bottom. That light pink paper is that scrap paper that I swear is stale. I don't know, but I got to get it out of here. So, and I wasn't really concerned about the color on the bottom of the box. Next, we're going to put the top. So I'm going to fold on the score marks. These score marks for SVG actually cut little dashes into the paper. You do not use your scoring tool with these. It actually cuts so that your paper folds true. When you use your pen stylus with the Cricut, you will get a score line, but it's not as deep a score line as having little dashes. You can see the little dashes right there really good. If I was going to be really, really fancy, I could have taken some ink and blended around all the edges to give the box some more depth, but really that's not necessary. I love the shape of this box. This is their gift boxes set from SVG Cuts. I think this is the large gift boxes set. This is my second favorite box. I'm going to do another video on my all-time favorite box of all times. I love it, love it, love it. It's the one that I did for everybody's Christmas this past year. If your present couldn't fit in the box, you had to get a different present. So here I'm putting together the bow. I decided to make an extra large bow for this box. There's one that's smaller that comes with it. In the SVG sets, you get a couple of different folders so you can have some little extras sometimes. And this came in the extras, and it's a big bow. You can make this box in 2 different sizes. You can make it in a very large size and then this smaller size right here. I chose to do the smaller one for my little gift, but I've made the larger one too. And this bow actually goes with the larger box. Here I kind of messed up. I did mess up where I taped the bow. I forgot. It's been a while since I made one of these bows, but it all works out in the end. I should have left a little bit more space between the 2 puffs of the bow, but oh well. So when I go to put the middle piece on, I have to force it down, then it lays flat, and it should have a little puff to it. But where there's a will, there's a way. I always say decorate to cover up your mistakes. So I do. So here you see me forcing it. I'm like, this doesn't fit. I should have left some more room. No worries. I just push it down. And then I'm going to glue it down to the top of the box. I love bows so much. I'm a bow girl. So you will often see bows in my projects. You can even see that I have a little tear there from where I forced the center part around. But had I done this right, that piece would have been puffed up and it would have been perfect. I'm not concerned though. So I grab this and I start to curl it with my hands. And if you have a decent piece of cardstock that's got a little weight to it, it will just curl nice and easy. And so we plop that down and plop the pretty bow on top of it. Another thing about K & Company papers is that they all match. You don't have to worry about, oh, is this going to match? No, it's going to match. It's going to work. And I love mixing patterns so much. So you see I have a tight pattern on the lid and then a more open pattern with the stripes for the bow. And it works perfectly together. And so now it's all finished. That's why I like that glitter glue so much, because it was quick. It dries very, very quickly. So now to put the present in the box. I'm sure you guys have seen these flowers at Michael's. I always keep a few around. You never know when you're going to need them. And I just plop that thing off. I grab them when they're on sale. And just keep a couple around to throw on gifts and things. They really add a nice touch. So I turned on my glue gun, and now I'm just going to put that little pretty flower in the center. And now I'm stabilizing it from the back. If I wanted to be really fancy, I could have put one on the back too so that you wouldn't see the back, but the back wasn't that bad. It just had a little drop of glue. So I have some tissue paper laying around. I'm going to go on ahead and put the tissue paper down in the bottom of the box. Again, this is a really good size box. This is the gift that my friend is getting. It looks like butter, but it's a sticky note thing. She's a girl who loves stationery. And she's getting a pen gem. That's one of the newer ones from the airbrush collection. And that's it. All done. It's going on our desk tomorrow. Thanks, guys.